A few weeks ago, I got to see the presentation of the new LEGO Icons Modular Buildings Shopping Street, and I also got a one-on-one interview with designer where we got to discuss all of the details and go in depth into the model. Here's how that went.
Yeah, my name is Huang. I'm a senior model designer in LEGO Icons. In the past I worked on the classic radio, the retro radio. I've been working on many models that has complicated functions, like the vending machine, the Boeing 47. But today, this one doesn't have any crazy functions. But I'm super proud of this model, and yeah, we will dive into.
So what's the set's name, and tell us all of the details about it, please.
So it's called Shopping Street. It's called it Project Alley internally because actually we started with the alleyway. I grew up in an alleyway, not this small, of course, but it's something that I would like to, bring into this model. Something very personal, and I think for when you design a modular building, you can do that. To an extent. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the features that really key to us, and we try to really want to make it work. So all these angles here actually is our attempt to make the alleyway that accessible and has enough room for storytelling. Here is a rough plan view of the layout. A lot of this geometry actually you guys have seen before through the boutique hotel, but this one actually took it further by having two buildings on an angle. And the magical thing is that the outer edge of each building makes it come back to grid, even though the middle part comes in many different shapes and form. And be able to fit it between the 32 by 32 base plate was a huge challenge as well.
So I'm assuming that all structure has enough connection points, so it's kind of safe to pick this up from the sides?
Yeah, of course. The sides, they say pretty flat, and all the connection point, you can see here, it's very flush on the base plate.
Yeah.
And then along that line, there's connection point here and there in the middle, so that way you guarantee when you pick it up, it will be okay.
So did you have Mike Psyche to tell you all about Lego triangles, right?
He's a master, right? So I think we are lucky enough we work in a team where a lot of people bring in a lot of different knowledge around different subjects. So we have all the history from Jimmy Barad, all the interesting technique that we've done in the past. Now we just want to elevate it a bit more.
Awesome. So there's two different buildings here. So which one is which, and tell us some details about them.
Yes. So so on this side we have the music shops, which is where our main characters are going in to shop for the first time. They're trying to buy the instrument to join a marching band. Now, for the first time, it's very significant that we have twin girls appears in the modular building. And for the second time, we have the building class appears in the modular street. The first time was back in the town hall, was in one of the shields element. And if you know Lego, if you know Billund is very famous with the Lego marching band. So there's layers to it. So if you know the history of the company and Lego, you'll find it's very interesting. And on this left side, we have the furniture store, where we want to showcase all sort of different ways to build chairs and table and furnitures and all kind of stuff. So it's something that we're proud of when we design the modular building. It's that we try different ways of using existing element to come up with new shapes and form. So you might see, for example, the sausage chair, what we call it. Many of these are the flipper chair, and we have many people coming up with different ways, and these are the one that comes out of that. And of course, the classics chair as well, also here, part of the storytelling element.
You were telling us a funny story previously on the presentation about the classic chair. Do you want to show us what's that all about?
So we have a sign, if you can see on the board. It's here. It's a sale sign. It's right here on the model. So the lady is trying to sell all of these chair that she designed many years ago. You might see it in the past model as well. And now all the new model comes in, so she has to get rid of that. So she's having a big sale. And she had just so many of them that even in the dumpster you can find one because there's no more room in her shop. And since we are on the back, I would like to introduce to you the plumber. While he's here, he's actually called in by the lady, the carpenter lady, to fix a problem with the plumbing. So you can see there is an element there. It's actually a patch that he used to fix the pipe, but then he doesn't realize that that's actually not where it's broken. If you've lifted up, you will get access to underneath the sidewalk. And in here, as you can see, there is water is spilling out inside and is actually damaging the wooden floor of her shop. So that's the main problem that he or she didn't know about. And why did that happen? Because the rat stole the pipe. So he's actually going around town creating a lot of problems.
For sure. So there's a lot of storytelling going on with
Yes.
this one, which can kind of leads us to the minifigure. So
Yeah.
what's the minifigure selection like for this one?
So we have, as you've seen before, the twin girls for the first time in this line. And of course, this is their mother. She's taking them into the shop. And she's actually holding a cane. So for the first time as well, we have in the module line that somebody's is represented in that way. And of course, he is the owner of the music shop. So he's over there trying to sell his instruments. Over here we have the carpenter lady. She has a workshop right here on the first floor. And that's where she makes all the magical furniture. And actually she is delivering one of the new design chair to her apprentice down there. So he's going to go out and to deliver her product. And you already met the plumber.
Pretty cool. As always, we can expect to see full interiors out of these modular buildings. So if you could lead us through.
Yes. So let's go from the bottom. So the ground floor. On the ground floor, in the shop here, we have a lot of different display area alongside the window, of course, just so you can take a peek in. On the front, you can kind of see there is a nice decorated rounded window element that say the name of the shop, and you can see inside there is this trombone brick build. Along the wall, there is a lot of different instruments as well, and I think one of the proof of concept that we did was to design a sousaphone that can really wraps around the minifigure and they can hold it. So I think here it's one of the good example of all the instruments that go inside the shops. Yeah, so we have the French horn, the trumpet, the trombone, the sousaphone, a drum kit that actually the minifigure can wear. This is the clarinet, a pair of baton, and a pair of cymbals. So all of these elements are sprinkled around the ground floor and also the upper floor on this side. And inside the music shop, inside the furniture shop, she is displaying a bunch of different chair design that she's very proud of. But then right here on this corner, you can see there's a little bit of water damage on the wooden floor. So just to give it a hint of the storytelling there. So when you build it, you will know. We had so many different connection points along the facade. I think once you start the building, you figure it out that there's color-coded elements one by one there just to guide it through. And once it's in line, it's a very satisfying moment. Upper floor. So this is the extension of the shop. So when you take the stair up here, more instrument you will find. And in here is the workshop. And down there in the corner, do you realize what that is?
Mm-hmm.
It
Classic
is
deck.
the classic
Wooden deck.
Yep. It's a callback to the history of the Lego, started by our famous commenter. And on this side, of course, there is the workbench that she is currently designing or painting the next creations. And then, you got access to the balcony here. But what I'm quite proud of is how we were able to redesign and come up with a new solution for the staircase. It is a sideway building techniques for all the steps. And actually, it's connected through a shaft that go on a bar connection here. So it rotates around just so slightly, and we have built in a bit of a stopper so you know where exactly the steps lay. Come up to her apartment. We have some Easter eggs. But first, the bathroom.
Mandatory.
It's mandatory,
Of
and I
course.
think when we trying to figure out the layout for this floor, we plan to have a bathroom somewhere around this area, but it just doesn't make sense to have a wall here and really restricts your movement of your hands, and it just landed here because it's also a very funny place to be because there's
Yeah,
a
it's a
window
very
right?
privileged place for to sit.
Yeah. Um, this is the couch where she sits and listen to music through that radio.
Okay, I know that one.
And on this side, we have her bookshelf. She collects perfume, some crystals, and flowers that she gets from planting her uh, garden on this side. So you get access to the garden.
Yeah.
And of course, last but not least, this is one of the storytelling elements that we would like to highlight, the pigeon house. As you might see on the board, the pigeon comes for the first time in white. This is a 2K molded element, so the black is actually molded plastic,
Wow.
and all the beak, all the eye, and the graphic details are molded. And we tried really hard to get it in white at this time, and finally we got it. And of course, the second one in here is in gray. And the story is that she has a little bit of space here where she receives mail, so she get
Pigeon mail.
pigeon mail. So it's another callback to the past life that we don't get anymore. So people still sending mails, and on the music shop there's a envelope right here sits in the middle. So somebody bought the music sheets and it's ready to ship. So it's gonna go up there and they're gonna ship it out. There is a little bit of an Easter egg in here. So you can take this off. So you can see in here, there is the room for that naughty rat. So he lives up there.
Place. Yeah.
Yeah. The best place to be.
I really liked how, the back of modulars is usually like not the main highlight of the build, but I can see some detail there. So I really like that some care was taken into it. So yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I think when you do an alleyway through the back, I think give us an access point to tie it into the story that we have usually happen that but nobody noticed. So now that you can see that maybe we can see from the front and see like wow that guy is doing something back there. So it's encourage people to turn it around, and you'll find moments here and there that's tied into the overall design.
Yeah, for sure. And I can see that you have like two displays over there with some special elements and printed elements and recolors brought back to life. So tell us a little bit more about those.
Yeah, so on this side it's the new color changes and deco. So as you've seen, the bird is we talk about, but then we have this new colors for the two bow here in that family. That's just really nicely finish up that roof. The deco here on these two element as well. So this one it's the front facade that we see here, and actually there was a big discussion of where to put the entrance. I actually put it here up on right there first to face the front, but because it's just so close to the edge, and it just gives an uneasy feeling when it comes down to the static choice. And I think somebody called out to maybe move it somewhere else. And I think the natural point is to have it go on an angle because naturally it's already there. To put it there, really draw the focus into the this area where a lot of things are happening. And of course, the new minifigure decos. We have a new face for one of the twins. This is more of a happy expressions. She's very excited to get the new instruments. And I think fans would love it when they see the two purple outfit element here. I really like something that we can make a lot minifigure of. So like marching band, castle guy, so stuff like that. So
Yeah, army building.
Yes,
almost.
almost. And I think the boutique hotel did it really well with that outfit, where they can have a lot of the staff member wear the same outfit. So there's something about the uniform really speak to the fan. So I think this is a chance, and you get 2 of these, right? So you can already start a marching band. And yeah, as I mentioned, the crest. The carpenter lady, she, I think we want to design something that generic enough so we can live long. So that's why we pick the color that works well with her, and then we also want to tie it down to the apron that she's wearing as well. This metallic gold printed shields, it's very beautiful. I think it's actually designed by Melody. This is her first element that she ever designed. She recently joined the team, and this a shout out to her. She came in, I think, the second week. Like, we need it. So yeah, and then we have the 2 color changes for this element, which comes in a Formula One minifigure series.
Yeah.
Collectible series set.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it has that connection point, and over here we are trying to use that in a very interesting way, using a feather that goes into. So it gives some detail that fans haven't seen before. And on this side, yes. So let's talk about this.
Yeah, fans will want to hear about those.
Yes. I think we landed on the colors, and as a modular super fan, I love trying to bring back some of the stuff that we don't have anymore, and I really miss the split brick. I don't know why it takes so long. Maybe just because nobody really like have a use for it at the time. But I think it blend naturally with the facade, and we're trying to use that. And I think this one is more of the element design choice, because we need a long brick. We don't want to break it down into smaller 2x4, 2x2 bricks. So that way, bringing back this one, it's all very logical. Of course, this one as well. It's just something that we needed on the side, just to give the building experience a little bit of a breathing room.
And you were saying that some of those came up last time in the Green Grocer, right?
So this one, last time in the Green Grocer. I know that this one came out also in one of the Harry Potter set, but also way back.
Way back then. So it'll make it easier to rebuild or to purchase pieces to build a Green Grocer, which is cool. Yeah. So you were mentioning that you are a super fan of modulars, and then getting into Lego, getting a job as a designer, and then getting to do a modular by yourself. Do you kind of feel the pressure knowing that this is a very well beloved line by fans?
Yeah, of course. Like I started collecting modular when the Pet Shop model came out, and I think it's really the turning point for myself. And I loved it ever since. I think having a chance of doing it, it's just I don't think like I would ever imagine that would be the case for me. So I think it's a moment where you have to self-check a lot of time.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of pressure. I think it's such a beloved franchise now, and I think to be able to not only deliver but having some exciting stuff haven't seen before. I think it's also a key takeaway whenever we do sort of brainstorming or starting a new design.
So you mentioned that you like functions, and you did the retro radio last year, which is like my favorite set of that year. So yeah, good job on that. So how do you go from wanting to make functions and working on Lego sets with functions like the radio or the minifigure vending machine that you're mentioning, and now doing more of a static model?
Yeah, I mean. So as a builder, in my free time, I always drawn to buildings, actually, not function, because that's my daily work. Even before I joined Lego, I'm more of a aesthetic guy. Design is just my trade. So, aesthetic is always something that comes first. And then, have a specialty in function. It's just an add-on thing. So I think having to come back to, more of a design, I think it's a very good break for myself.
Thank you so much for showing us around, and yeah, really excited to see what's coming next.
My review of the set can be found here, and if you don't care about that, you can watch this video instead. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.